beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Welcome to another edition of Power to the People show. Welcome everybody who's coming in on Facebook right now, YouTube, AM, and FM on the best station in the city of Buffalo. Got a lot to talk about. I got a power-packed show today. So call somebody, let them know we're on the air, we're live. I can tell you how you know that you are not looking back at a playback. If you are here in Buffalo, the weather is outstanding. The sun is out, and I have chosen to take the afternoon off.
Hallelujah.
I am going to ride my bike. I need sunlight. After doing the city budget, and everything else, I'm going to breathe today. I'm going to breathe on purpose, with a purpose. And today we're talking about so much. I got to get through so much. I've got, we're going to talk a little, I hope I can get all these topics in.
Yeah.
But Supreme Court has ruled unanimously on something that I can't wait to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Because those folk, if you don't know, we've been fighting this good fight for those who lost money in the in-rim. Is that mine? Oh, fuck. In the in-rim, what's called the city auction.
Yes.
And is that me again? Okay. And basically, and I won't get too deep into it right now, just want to introduce some of the things hopefully we can get to, is that I got to be careful because there's a lawsuit. So I don't want to, I'll talk generally because because this show could be used in a lawsuit. When municipalities or cities sell your house at auction, in many cases, you get your money back of what. So if the tax was $10,000 and they sold it at $100,000, you do most of that $90,000 back minus administrative costs or anything else. The city,
Absolutely.
blah, 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 blah. Well, sometimes that doesn't happen. And Darius Pridgeon is against that. Should always go back because our homes are our biggest investment. Well, I'm going to tell you what the Supreme Court of the United States unanimously, and obviously I'm happy about it. So we're going to try to get to that. I also have a author here today, Mark Talley. His mom was murdered at Tops, and he has just been doing such an outstanding job in our community. He's going to be talking about his new book that's out, The Day the Devil Came to Buffalo.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking to him. We're going to, after I talk to a guest, we're also going to be talking about the asylum, this whole thing, because I want to make sure.
Yes, buddy.
Don't blame the city council.
Oh, no.
But we're going to talk about this. I might not spend, I'm going to spend a little time, and we're going to talk about what asylum seekers are, because a lot of people are getting them confused with illegal immigrants.
Absolutely.
And so there is this kind of stigma of we getting all these illegals, and I'll talk about it, and you can give me your opinion, but I want to be clear. Mm-hmm. I want to be crystal clear that the city council has nothing to do with it. So anybody out there saying they look at our leaders letting these asylum seekers, wrong government, wrong body of government. I'm going to break it down. And then finally today, AI. I have an example that I'm going to be showing on the social medias of a program that I have attached to my search engine that is artificial intelligence.
I love it.
I'm scared of it.
It's scary, but I love it.
Because it keeps getting smarter.
Yeah.
And the thought is it may outsmart the people who wrote it. But I tell you what, Duncan, you can write a book real quick. We wrote a book.
I'm in the middle of
to
it.
try it, and it's dangerous. All right, introduce yourself. Tell them who you are today and what you're here about.
Okay, my name is Jacqueline Bazelon.
Let me get you a mic. Hold on one second. Okay, you got it.
My name is Jacqueline Bonsalakis, and this is my son, Malak Bonsalakis, and we are here because he is a homeschooling student athlete here in Erie County.
Wow.
Representing Buffalo nationally right now with the Unit Promise basketball team. But we are excited that he was selected last year when he was 12 years old to play for the International USA team in Austria in June. So his trip is coming up soon. We have tried to raise funds on our own. He started his clothing brand, which I'm wearing the sweater right now. However, we still are short, and we're still looking for community support and guidance as to what else can we do to help raise funds. We started a fundraiser page. We did bake sales.
Now, this is a fundraiser in order to get him to
Austria.
to
yes.
Austria, where
Yes.
he's going to be playing in Austria.
Yes.
And because he's homeschooled, there isn't any supports that are given to pay for him to go.
Correct.
Is that
Correct.
all right?
So we just have been trying to raise funds on our own. So we're seeking community support or guidance on what else we can do. We have reached out to several leaders, and we still are getting empty pages. So we want to try to figure out what is it that we need to be able to
Yeah,
do that.
and I'll be just because you came on the show. Part of the problem is when it talks about like one student,
Exactly, versus
especially
the
when it comes to government money, you can't
Yes.
give to one student, or you got to give to every student that's out there.
Correct.
So tell me, when is he supposed to go? When is the
The trip is in June. We leave June 18th and we return June 25th. It's like they make it as a 10-day experience because the time adjustments, they need you there. The other thing is that one thing that we are aspiring to do is to be able to teach resiliency. Once we do this trip and he comes back and explains how he was he's not in school, and to be resilient, and what it means to be resilient as a 13-year-old, to keep pursuing his dreams regardless of the barriers. Like, he can't go to the high school best of Buffalo or any of that stuff because he's not in a real school.
which I think is horrible, by the
It's
way. So
horrible.
let me just say
Yes.
this. I think that parents who choose to homeschool and who have the ability to homeschool, that they rock, number one, and that every student should be able to participate in the public school system, even if they're homeschooled. That's my opinion.
Correct. So that's what we've been struggling with since he was in 5th grade. We're hoping that this changes. That's even this small conversation will start a conversation about allowing children to play in their school district
Yes.
schools, because
Yes.
it's not happening now.
Absolutely.
So we're going to continue to remain resilient. We need community support. Any excess that we raise that are over the amount for the thing, we are going to use it to go back into the community, maybe show highlights, do a conference, do a mini workshop at the library, doing something to show what the community efforts were, and also to teach children and parents how to be more resilient, because we've been on this journey for 2 years, and we see that kids start to pay travel basketball, and then the parents of them, they just give up.
They can't afford it a lot
They
of times.
can't afford it.
How
They
far
get-
are you away, and what's the goal?
We're at 2,000. Our goal was 10,000. But
Okay.
anything we can get closer to that will definitely help us.
How do people contact you?
585-483-2996. That's the phone number. 585-483-2996. If you text that number, I'll send you the link. We also have a page for our supporters that you could get gear with your contribution.
And you have on the gear right
we
now.
have
So
the
those
gear.
on social media are able to see your gear. Let's go back up to that camera. They're able to see your gear that you have on. They can contact you directly. But you've got less than a few weeks
We got
to
less than a few
raise
weeks.
a lot of dough.
Right.
So you don't have a GoFundMe page or anything else.
We
They
do
just
have a fundraiser page, and so if you type in first New York State athlete that goes to the United World Games, that's what my son's doing. He's not only the first athlete, but I'm proud to say he's African American, Puerto Rican, the first one to go to Austria for the United World Games in over 18 years. So that to me is like trailblazing, and we don't only want it to be for
All
him.
right.
We want it to be for other youth coming out of Buffalo
Bien,
to
bien.
represent.
Bien. Primero, habla inglés. Habla español. No Spanish. This always happens when it's a black and Puerto Rican child. And the reason I can say that because I have a black Puerto Rican children in my house who speak no Spanish.
Wow.
And their grandmother calls from Puerto Rico and they can't talk to her. Go ahead real quick because I got to move.
Say something.
I do speak Spanish.
Oh, come on.
Only a little bit though.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't really know.
All right. Talk to the people real quick. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Anything? Why is this important to you?
It's important to me because just
Tell them about your brand. Why did you create the brand?
so I created the brand out of my innate ability to persevere through all adversities, barriers, and inequalities, as well as reminding others that the best way to achieve anything is to be resilient.
I love it. Thank you for being with us, Mom.
you.
Give them the
I
number one
appreciate
more
it.
time before you leave.
585-483-2996. If you text that number, I'll send you the link to the fundraiser page, and there's a thing where you could when you contribute, you can get the product.
All
as well.
right.
Thank
go,
you.
Go Austria.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Buffalo. I know
want us
you'll
to
show
win.
up for it.
We want us to win.
Asylum seekers in New York City won't be coming, according to a Buffalo News article, won't be coming to Erie County for at least the next 7 days. Now, this was an article a few days ago, but when they do come, they are likely to be housed at SUNY Buffalo State University dormitories. Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz said Wednesday that while state officials are also looking at the University of Buffalo, Buffalo State has so much extra dorm capacity that the university could accept and house the migrants for longer than the summer. The question of how many asylum seekers will be coming to Western New York, and how many of them will be housed at Buffalo State or other state-owned properties is still not known, he said, but conversations and planning meetings are being held daily. Neither the State University, which is interesting, State University of New York and the governor's office or Buffalo State would provide any information on Wednesday. This was an article from earlier this week. A spokesman for the governor reiterated Wednesday that multiple SUNY and CUNY sites are under consideration. No final decisions have been made. Responding, this is where I want to get to concerns and criticism, Poloncarz said he wants to put to rest questions about whether, here it is, asylum seekers have been vetted. Which means, folks, he's saying, I want to put to rest the fact that we're not just letting people come into Western New York, that these are people who have gone through background checks, who have gone through, seeing if they are wanted for murder. Now, the only thing about that, traveled extensively, and there are some countries, especially third world, they don't have a good system.
Yeah, no.
So you can go to a certain countries. I remember getting a ticket, and it was a fake ticket in the third world country.
Yep.
Fake. Pulled me over for seatbelts. Said, we're going to have to tow your car. You got to tow my car? We got to tow your car. Then takes me to the back of the vehicle and said, unless you give me $40. And I was like, I'm not giving you $40. And he said, we're going to have to tow your car. I said, okay. And then he decided to give me a ticket. So he wrote the ticket. So I go to pay the ticket, and somebody at the ticket place said, if you don't pay this ticket, we don't have any tracking.
No.
It was just in a book.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't computerized. It was in a book. There's no
way to track you.
Me, paranoid Darius, let me tell you this. I was just too afraid that if I didn't pay the ticket, that I was going to try to visit that country again. And I'm going to be the one person, and I'm going to be trying to get through customs, and it'd be like, you got a ticket. But, yeah, so that's my only thing when you talk about background checks of people coming from third world. The technology in many of these countries is not there. He says they were fingerprinted, subjected to criminal background checks, connected with their home country, blah, 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 blah. If an individual criminal background check came up that they did have a criminal background, they would have been turned away and not allowed to travel. So if you have been keeping up with the news, and Mark, I'm coming right over to, you got a copy of the book. Good. If you've been keeping up, states in the South especially who have Republican leaders are saying to the Democratic leadership of the country, we don't want the asylum seekers in our state. So they're coming into places like Texas. They're coming into places, where they can get over the border and other places. But now those who come in over the border, jumping the fence, are illegal, are considered illegal, quote unquote. Those who come through because they are being persecuted come through and they turn themselves in at the border. Now we know what the conversation is in Buffalo right now about this. It's very, very split. It's very, very split.
Yeah.
But it's kind of consistent on the black side of town.
Oh, absolutely.
So you have African Americans who are saying, wait. We need housing too,
Yeah.
right? And so they're like, so let me say it again in case you're just tuning in.
Yep.
This has nothing to do with the city council. This is county government
And state government.
and state government.
Yes.
City ain't the mayor. You saw him on the news. He was like,
This ain't got nothing to do
ain't
with
nobody call me.
it. Ain't nobody ask us a thing.
Basically, Byron was like, I ain't getting no call.
No.
I wasn't in no meeting. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm trying to build some affordable housing.
Yeah.
He didn't say that. I'm adding to it. But he did basically say, I don't have anything to do with it. Amber Bowling, I need somewhere to lay my head. Help me. See, that's the conversation.
Yeah.
Here's the question: can you do them both? Can you successfully? Because let's be honest, they're going somewhere.
Right.
Now, I do think that it is unfair that New York City is taking it all. I feel sorry for the brother. As soon as we get a brother, well, he's not the first brother as mayor, but you got a brother as mayor. Now you dumping. This is the interesting part. They're dumping, and they're literally dumping. They're literally driving them to New York City and dropping them off.
Well, not just New York. Remember now some of the illegal unprocessed ones, because you can get processed on the southern border as asylum seekers, but they are busting them they've busted them to the vice president's house.
Oh yeah, they keep going over to her house.
They bust them to the mayor's house in New York City. Yeah,
and to the White House.
and to the White House.
But the thing about the White House, they ain't leaving them there.
No.
So when they drop them off there, they're gonna clean out.
They gonna clean
DC.
that up.
So they now out where the vice president lives.
Now they slept on the lawn.
They see. This is what I'm saying. This the stuff I'm talking about. You go to the sister house and you leave them on the lawn.
Left them on the
You
lawn.
go to the White House and you got to clear it. Now I've been, probably everybody in this room has been to the White House.
Yeah.
You can go less than a quarter mile from the White House and there's people sleeping.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside. So at the end of the day, but they clear out the asylum seekers. I wonder, if we're going to accept them, do we have the will to say, you got to do both? You got to you can't house, what I'm hearing people are saying, you can't house asylum seekers and we've got a housing shortage.
I think it's imperative to do both, and you know where my mind's been at because I've been reading. But I think you have to do both. Otherwise, you send black people the same message that this country has sent us for 200 plus years. You freed us into nothing. You freed us from slavery and gave us no land, nowhere to build, none of that. But at the same time, you were giving away and giving reparations to slave owners. So I think that sentiment still would show if you don't do both at the same time. If you are not saying, like, we'll do what this country's creed is, give us everybody, but then the people that are here and suffering, you're like, oh, well, you got to pull yourself up.
So I've been thinking about this, right? And I thought about the community benefits agreement for the stadium. I thought about the Level Up program and big ups to April and Howard and everybody else on the legislature who made that happen. I'm really proud of that. Here's the deal. So why not ask for a commitment from the county to help more with affordable housing in the city of Buffalo?
It should be.
And location. Here's a question. How would you feel if your child was going above state? Because what's interesting is that conversations about Buff State, but not about UB as much. Because they say that there's more dorms open
Yeah.
at Buff State.
Well, there's the same reason why the train stops at Bailey, but that's another story for another day. But
I want to see government do both.
Absolutely.
I want to see. Now, I'll just say this. I don't know what other people go through in other countries, and I can promise you, though, it's nothing compared to here. I mean, we really don't understand that, what they go through. I'm not going to take that away from them.
Absolutely.
I'm a compassionate person regardless. African Americans are the only people who are brought here by force. So I always believe that the Americans who are here, the natives, they deserve everything they get, but
Absolutely.
African Americans do also. So at the same time, I'm not going to take away somebody else's struggles and act
Absolutely.
like it's not real.
Absolutely.
I'm not. I've seen some horrific things. However, this is from the federal government down that I feel like this, that we cannot pay more attention to other lands without paying attention to our lands.
Absolutely.
And my heart bleeds for certain people who are going through political persecution because they're seeing their family members. Like, you can go online and see people's family members, the cartel, other things that are happening.
Yeah.
But I got a young man here who could go online too and see
Yeah.
the same type of abuse
Yes.
from when. And we'll come back to this subject. I'm not leaving it. But when the devil came to Buffalo. My man, turn that mic toward you. Mike Talley is here. What's up, man?
Oh, nothing much. Definitely. Thank you for having me here.
Man, you've been busy.
Oh, I'm getting used to it now.
You got the book. Let me see the book. And it's a hardcover. Let me put it up. Here it is, right here. Hot off the press. It's warm. That's because it was in his mammoth hands. 5/14, the day the devil came to Buffalo. And it's got Nan in the corner. Nan was a part of this?
Oh, yeah. National Action Network here. Overseer James Lewis, Janique Curry, Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
Reverend Toon. They told me I was thinking about writing a book. They told me definitely they would love and be proud to want to help me sponsor it.
So they helped sponsor the book.
Yes, they are.
Now, let me just give this shout out because I hadn't been really connected to Sharpton over the years.
Yeah.
He's been here to preach years ago, but following what he does, when tops happen,
Yep.
and I say this, and I said this when he preached here the other week, one of the first national people that reached out to me was Al Sharpton.
Yep.
And what I appreciated is that he wasn't saying, I'm coming in to take over, I'm coming in. Now, did he come in and have a big part? Yes, he did. But did we need that big part? Yeah, we did.
Absolutely.
We needed that national spotlight. But what he called and he said, I know that there are leaders in Buffalo who are capable.
Sure did.
If I can help, I want to help. And he has. Obviously, I didn't know that he helped sponsor the book. And it sounds like he encouraged you to write the book.
Absolutely. I know me and him, we're going to have a meeting, hopefully a meeting next week. I know he's a busy man, and we're going to talk about ways how we can get this more on the national scene.
Yeah. Tell me first of all how you doing. Let's start there.
I'm doing good, just ripping and running, trying to get all of these events planned, trying to set up these socioeconomic classes, trying to help out soup kitchens in the area.
You're gonna have something here in the parking lot in August.
Absolutely.
One of the only events because we shut down in August, but I made an exception for your event. Tell us about the August event, and then we're gonna talk about the book.
All right, August 5th, my back to school drive, preparing for success. It's going to be in conjunction with Epic, Every Person Influences Children. Right now, we're getting all our sponsors set up. One of our first official sponsors is Aspire, Western New York. We're going to try to get hopefully close to 1,000 filled book bags.
Oh, that's easy to do,
Absolutely.
bruh. That's easy. Dream bigger than that. What did we do at Ellicott last year?
We bought 10,000.
Oh, you're known still. I'm trying to get known.
Tell you what I'm gonna do. Because I get tired of duplicating services.
Absolutely.
Let's move half of those 10,000 over
I was
to
thinking
the
the same
August
thing.
5th.
I was thinking the same.
So that now you're at 6,000, not 1,000. So we'll pay for them. We'll take care of them. You get them out to the streets. That's what my commitment is. We'll make it. I want a partner. Everybody trying to do their own, and that's nothing wrong with it. Let me say this. But if I can help somebody else and people have a central place they can come, and this parking lot is full of people, you just got to leave a little space for the wedding. Those of you coming to the wedding that day, you can pick up a bag too.
No, yep. If they got any kids, hey,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, and what we've also done and committed that if it is raining outside, it will not stop the event because we will move them inside. So it's a rain or shine event that's coming up, and we're very happy. True Bethel is happy to partner, now Ellicott District happy to partner to make it bigger than what you've even said. Talk to me about the book. What's the book about, without giving away so people still have to buy it?
All right, 514, The Day the Devil Came to Buffalo. For a while, it was one of Amazon's best new sellers. It basically describes me and my mother's relationship growing up. Some of the pettiness, some of the fun we had together, me getting on her nerves, vice versa. Then we kick immediately into 514.
Okay, before we go to 514, tell me a little bit what somebody should look for about this pettiness, because you brought that up before.
Like, she was really big into horoscopes. She was one of those people you would hate to stand behind. You go to the gas station, you see this older person playing these 20 lottery tickets, these numbers. And, she never knew how to, write it down on the ticket. So, she'll be one of the ones,
Coming off top of her head.
Exactly.
Oh, she would just be up there. Oh, that's why you say you don't want to be in line behind her.
Let me get 50-50 box, all of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh my goodness! So you have some of that in the book?
I don't got that in the book. I
All
got
right.
something else, but that was one
All
of
right.
my biggest pet peeves, because she would have me go into the gas station and say it. So now I got this whole line forming behind me.
I love it. I love it. So that's Mama. So so there's some items that you haven't put out there that are in the book that really let us know your mom. And I'll tell you this before we get to 514. So there was so much I wanted to put down in writing, so much I wanted, but I felt that the timing was not right until the families moved, or else it could be seen as you capitalizing on somebody else's hurt. So I'm waiting, I'm watching all the families do something, and then I think later I want to do something that really deals with my role in government when that was happening, and really over these last 4 years, what we've been through from the police
Started with George Floyd.
reform, George Floyd, COVID, just those things. But 514 has to be a part of that conversation. But I would not even start to write out an outline until I saw, like the Whitfield, those families who are out there who want to put out their story or make a change. And I've seen that over the last year, and you've been one of them. How did you, and then we'll go back to the book, how did you go from grief to writing a book? Or did you do it all at the same time?
All at the same time. I mean, I'm really not, as my mom would say, a really emotional person.
Okay.
So once 514 happened, I kind of just kept myself in my own personal bubble, just jotting down my anger, things I wanted to do. I tell everybody, once 514 happened, the next day I went outside. I needed to go pick up some medicine from Rite Aid, and the first person I saw, I just wanted to charge at this person and just start punching them.
Wow. What did you do?
I just walked back home. I knew I wasn't ready to be outside yet.
Yeah. Because that person hadn't done anything to
Didn't
you.
even do anything. He was just walking down the street. He resembled the terrorist.
Wow.
Wow.
So you just went back home.
I just went back home. I knew, I'm not ready for this yet.
When could you go out of the house and be ready? When did you?
That next week, I saw that World Central Kitchen was here.
You stayed in that whole week?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I saw that World Central Kitchens, they say they only come to disaster zones. I grew up in Cold Springs, Maston Park. I know it's areas there you may not want to be, but that's in life. You can go to East Aurora and find areas you may not want to be in.
Yeah.
But I saw that they were referring to Jefferson Avenue as a disaster zone. I kind of felt offended by that, so I wanted to go there and just help volunteer with the people in the community, seeing how Tops was closed. And, people in that community, I mean, even when Tops was there, it was hard for people to get groceries. So with Tops closed for those next 3 months, I wanted to help out.
Yeah. And you stayed out after that?
Absolutely. For those next 2-3 months, either working with World Central Kitchen, Buffalo Urban League, Pastor Giles, Peacemakers, Buffalo Fathers, anybody who was out there giving out food, I was there with them.
Yeah. And you're still out. Because I was with you a couple weeks ago. You were on Jefferson with my man. Y'all were out there, and the line was there, and people were there. So you continue to do it. So let's get to the book, the portion of what can we expect to see as it relates to Tops.
I don't know if anybody watched the video that was circulating at that time online, but you know, in the book I described everything that I saw that day. I described very vividly how he walked in Tops, the racial epithets that he had on the gun, the order and how he was shooting the individuals and how they were reacting. So that was probably the most emotional thing I had to write in the book. You know,
You watched the video?
yes,
How many times?
several.
Do you still?
Not anymore. Unfortunately, when it first happened, I watched, and then when writing this book, I just wanted to be very, very vivid and detailed with what happened. So I watched it about 2 to 3 times.
Wow.
I you know, I'm pretty silly on this show. We laugh a lot. I don't know if I could. I don't know where you get the strength. Have you always been like this?
Mostly, my mother would say, very, very stubborn. She would beg me to come to the family barbecues all the time. She had.
You wouldn't go?
That's not my scene right there. I'm as high as she is, extroverted. I'm completely 180 away from that.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a real sin. Did you watch your mother be murdered?
Yes.
I promise you, brother, the respect and the awe that I have for you, I've only had for very few people in my life. I don't think I would be, I'm not mentally okay now, and it wasn't my mom, but to watch it and your strength, and as Duncan says, and many people, resilience is like way out there. And then your work ethic and writing the book. And hopefully, it seemed like, shucks, you helping other people. And we ought to be helping you. And you out here giving away book bags and feeding people and writing books. That's a power that is not often seen. How can people get this book?
I just go on Amazon. You can search my name, Mark Talley. It'll be one of the first, if not the very first book that pops up. Or this whole summer, I'm going to be working with Buffalo Funk Fest Foundation. So every Friday, starting next week, June 2nd, you can just come by. I should have some books on me by then. I can sell it to you for a discount along with a signature.
No. You can first sell it for a cost.
I
You're
didn't-
so nice.
I didn't say it was a big discount.
Oh, okay. because right now this is what you're doing full time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to eat. You know, I go to places and they always try to give me discounts, and I always.
Always.
Nope. I'm paying because at the end of the day, you got to make a living. And I know you're not trying to make a living off your mom. You're doing the work, but you still got to eat. You make a decision on discount. Whatever we get over here.
Yeah, that's one of the
we
hardest
buying
parts
it.
too.
We
What you
buying it.
just said, you know, you get a lot of internet trolls, you know, sending you message, they'll saying you're probably happy your mother's dead. You're trying to live off her name.
Wow. How do you? So you know, I get trolls all the time. I don't give a dag. I didn't got to the point. Sometime when I just need a good laugh, I'll go ahead and read it and then block delete because you ain't gonna keep on coming my way. But when that happens, does that affect you in any way?
It did the very first time, but definitely not anymore. Cause you know, none of these people would dare say it to your face.
Never.
No, not to yours, especially. I ain't saying it to your face. They done knocked you in the last week somewhere. Right, they won't. They do it on there. And there's always going to be that level of people that's just what they do. And at the end of the day, you deserve to have everything you have earned. and that's what you're doing. But it's not on the back of your mom. It's not on the death of your mom. It's on the awareness. And I hope you keep writing. And I hope you keep helping. And I want you to know this community, we can't repay you. There's no way. You can't repair it. Repair what has happened. But I respect you. And I want to continue, as many people out there. I mean, did I reach out to you or did you reach out to me? I just remember us reaching out to each other.
Oh, yeah, we both reached out.
We both reached out because I kept seeing them. And I told Mark, I said, I like this brother. I like this brother. And I think I reached out and I was like, can we meet? I just wanted to meet you. I wanted you to know that there were genuine people out here in your corner who didn't need anything from you, just wanted to partner with you just because you were doing so many things. I'm like, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. This man is out there and I've offered you everything I have. I said, you could use the food bus. You could use our clothing bus. You can use our parking lot. You can use this radio show because to me, you're doing the work and I want to appreciate it. So I can go on Amazon. Can I get it on my Kindle? Because that's where I want it.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna get it on my Kindle today without a discount.
And soon to be audiobook if I get some time.
Are you gonna read the audiobook?
I don't know yet. It's 50-50.
Okay, all right.
I get that.
Yeah. I think hearing your voice, if Duncan is in the corner, best-selling Duncan is in the corner. I think hearing your voice is so important to know that this is the authentic voice of a man who is still doing the work after his mother was brutally massacred. It's your voice, man. It's your voice. It's like me writing a sermon and then Mark preaching it. His voice and tone might be better, but they want to hear my voice.
Absolutely.
They want to hear the author's voice. Mark Talley is here. You can go to Amazon.com, and the book is The Day the Devil Came to Buffalo. That's not the first part of the title is...
Yep, 5/14, Day the Devil Came to Buffalo.
Go on at 1 o'clock. If you can't double duty, don't cut me off. But if you can double duty, go to Amazon right now. Can I order now? Can you order bulk books and then there's a discount? You talk to me about that because I'd love to order a big order of books and be able to have them for especially for high schools and that want them and for the church members that want them. We figured that out. I want to buy them in bulk. You can, right? You got, but he knows how to do it. I want to buy it in bulk.
Yeah, we do need to
Yeah, I can definitely help you out.
Yeah. Buffalo, and across the country, all across the country. Contact this brother. You have a website they can go to?
agentsforadvocacy.org. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Is it the same thing, agencies?
Yep, Agents for Advocacy.
Agents for Advocacy. I don't know how to do Instagram, but I know Facebook. I'm still old school. That's why my email is still AOL.
Help us, Lord.
Y'all better stop all that shaking of y'all heads and laughing.
You have mail.
You have mail. That's what it says. You have mail.
No, I'm with you. I didn't know how to do Instagram. All of that needs it.
You know how to do it now?
I know. I've been forced to have to learn how to do it now because these people want some money to do it for them.
They do. I got people I pay to do it too. Somebody just said just bought it. Annalisa, you the GOAT. You the GOAT. Annalisa said just bought it. Other people are buying it. Yes, his voice is needed. Amber, you know it's not the truth. That's why I laugh at people when they say false stuff. Just did it yesterday and just walked away from that fool. Keep doing what you're doing. Give us power. When I tell you, I thank God for Dr. Hobson who got me on radio years ago because it's shows like this that make me, I don't care what happens today, I'm just like smiling. It's like, thank you, God, that we had a platform. Thank God for Sheila Brown having a vision. Thank God for True Bethel having a little money. Thank God that we could be on our own platform, pushing our own products, doing our own thing, period. Anything you want to say before we go to the next subject?
No, I want to put a little bit on that next subject, talking about AI.
All right. Duncan, come on in. You may as well. You know Duncan. Duncan trying to. Duncan can't sit in a corner.
No.
Oh, mine will be quick. Just
No, stay there. We got 2 seats. Okay, so we're gonna transition, and I'm gonna bring up For those of you, did we finish the asylum? So I think I said what I said.
I think, yeah.
Because I ain't gonna get. It ain't my horse.
Yeah, we ain't getting ready to put that jacket on.
Yeah, I ain't putting it on, but I will say I would encourage more money to help us who need. Buffalo is going through. People do not realize how bad the housing crisis is, and affordable housing, is in whose mind it is. So we need that help, and so I reach out to our county leaders, our state leaders, our federal leaders, and we get a lot of money from the state. We just need as much as we can, so that the lower income housing remains constant and consistent, and not in the hands of some of these unscrupulous landlords. Because, and I'm glad to hear about Perry Projects. Y'all know that's home, getting ready to be redone. Dunky, give me your mic. Give me your own mic. You ain't got no holder though. We cheap around here. So we said what we said. Let me move on to AI and why this is so important. So AI is artificial intelligence. It is taking over, folks. What's your thought? You had a thought on artificial intelligence.
Oh, I'm loving it.
So why are you loving it?
Like I got the just a regular AI chat bot.
Okay.
I got the ones where you can you say what you want, it'll give you a pictures.
I got that.
I'll give you warning. The pictures will be scary.
Yeah, because you get 8 fingers. Have you used AI yet, Duncan? Yes. Have you seen the pictures? Sometimes you get like 8 fingers on one hand or an eye where a nose is supposed to be, and you got to know how to manipulate it to get the right picture.
Yeah, those pictures definitely be scary, but with the chat bot, it makes stuff a lot more easier when it comes out sending emails, requesting things from people, even just sending regular text messages.
And it's grammatically correct. And so, folks, those of you who are watching online, you're going to be able to see, I'm going to take you to my computer. I'm going to take you to my computer. And what this is called is ChatGPT for Google. Costs you nothing.
No.
It is what's called, you put an extension on. And I can.
Ready for it?
I'm ready for it. Okay. I can literally write anything into this message box, and let's just play with it. Now
Yeah.
let me show you what I did.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, huh?
You're so giddy.
Yeah, because
this is crazy.
So I couldn't believe it, and I'm afraid for people who will no longer study. Write a sermon
Oh yeah.
on
This was a good one.
joy that is biblically based. Now, I'm typing it in, folks. I'm going to hit return. And those of you who are watching, you're going to see, look. The title of the sermon, The Source of True Joy, a Biblical Perspective. Introduction. Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, today I want to tell you about blah, blah, blah. Here is point number 1, joy, and it's writing, folks. Joy of the fruit of the Spirit, joy in salvation, joy in worship and thanksgiving. It keeps going. It gives me another point, joy in trials and perseverance. I'm going to go back and read a little bit. Joy and share. It's a long sermon he's writing. Finally, our joy is multiplied when we share the good news. Conclusion, dear friends, the world offers temporary happiness that fades away with changing circumstances. But now, folks, I can't read it all on the air. I'm telling you, it wrote a perfect sermon. Now, for the record, I'm not using AI for my sermon. I've been in this too long. You will know if it was an AI because we tend to have areas where we concentrate on and have expertise. But I wanted to show how easy this was. Duncan, your thought?
Yeah, so I've been using it for a while for different things. It's a great thing to generate ideas. The AI works, it's only as good as the prompt.
Yeah.
So you could have took that same prompt that you put in and pretend that you're T.D. Jakes and you were writing a sermon for 6,000 people and you needed them to be out there.
Okay, hold on.
Let's do it.
Pretend that you are T.D. Jakes. Go ahead, and I'm doing what?
And you're writing a sermon.
And write a sermon.
That's 15 minutes.
Write a 15-minute sermon. Folks, this is crazy.
That will get 6,000 people to break down into tears.
15-minute sermon that will get what?
6,000 people
6,000 people
to break into tears.
This is crazy. To break into tears. If this thing writes a sermon, I'm I'm done. Now I pressed.
It's generating. You got to scroll down.
It's generating. Ladies and the title is From Pain to Purpose, Embracing God's Healing Grace. The reality of pain, point 1, 2, and when it gives the point, it gives the sermon part. 2, the healing power of God's grace. 3, embracing the process of healing. I might save this to read it because it's right. Surrendering our pain to God, embracing God's purpose, and then to the conclusion. As I conclude, I'm going to read you all the conclusion. I want you to know that your tears are not in vain. They are testimony of the depth of your pain, but also the depth of God's love and healing. Today, let the tears flow freely as you surrender your pain to the one who can heal and restore.
I mean, so for a normal person who's maybe not a pastor or maybe doesn't create content, you could use this for a job. So you could put in there, write me a cover letter specific to this job using my resume, and you copy and paste your resume, and you copy and paste the job title and the job qualifications, and it will write a cover letter.
But here's what I'm afraid of, because the AI did it, so I'm not getting a true perspective of who you are. I'm not getting a true perspective of your real writing skills. I'm not getting a true perspective of your opinions. And so now if I hire or even interview based on what you wrote that you really did not write, I have a computerized model, but that computerized model cannot keep you in the job.
So here's the new journey of that then, right? They have other apps that you can plug text into to see if it was AI generated.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
just like the colleges used to have like the plagiarism
Yeah.
apps, they have the AI apps that can tell you if an AI generated it or not now.
So that's what I mean. You got the AI, but I do agree with ideas. So I have been working on a piece, and Mark is working on a piece of something, and we just Mark put in an outline, make an outline. The outline, Mark was like, oh, goodness, this is kind of great. Now, if you can take that as an outline, as an idea, and then bring your own stuff into it, that's one thing. Because even in studying for sermons, most of what you end up studying is what other people have written,
Absolutely.
right? So you're reading commentaries, you're reading dictionaries, you're reading Bible encyclopedias. And so this was so I can take this AI and say, give me study ideas for blah. Now, I will say it does help you expand, because a lot of times we get comfortable in the areas we're at and we don't reach out beyond those areas. And what this does give an opportunity to do is that. But one of the things, and I don't have it, I was reading a very detailed study earlier about Black America, the difference between Black America and the 8 things that separate us as far as why we die earlier. It was so deep. I was like, oh, I'm trying to get through it for the show. I really could have cut and pasted the website and summarize this article.
Go step
well,
further. You go
I was
on
getting ready to
YouTube,
say. I was getting ready to say.
find your favorite, the long video, get the transcript, paste the transcript of the YouTube video into the chat GPT and say, give me the 5 points in this 60-minute video.
I got
It'll give you the points and the timestamp.
That's crazy.
I got the other one where it actually, Monica, I can hit read and summarize this article, and it does it right for me.
It just does it right away. And I got Monica and can't get her to work. I can't get her to work.
No,
I can't.
Monica's great.
Do you have a favorite one you use, Mark?
I use Genie because most of the time I'm just on my phone.
See, and I can't do anything on the phone. You younger ones, I can't do. And you want to see how big my phone is? Huge. And I still look how big my phone is, and I still cannot use this phone. So you use Genie because that's for a phone.
Yep, and everything that Duncan was talking about, summarizing, improve, email. What should be the email subject? Yeah, I use all of that. That makes stuff a lot easier.
So what kind of stuff? So if somebody emails you and you want to respond, you use the Genie?
Yes.
And what about you? Do you use it for?
I use it for all type of stuff. I started a silent headphone company where you can rent out. I rent people these headphones where you can have the silent party with a different color.
I love that.
I needed a contract to rent them out. So I put in there, write me a rental contract for a silent headphone company to rent out headphones. Here's the price. Here's the security deposit. And it created me an entire contract with all the legal jargon, signature lines, everything, the indemnification, everything.
Wow.
And I just copy and pasted in Microsoft Word. I was ready to roll.
Jacqueline says on Facebook, writer's block. She says that's good if you're stuck. Marie Collins, it makes people not use their brain. Now, Maria, I think this is very important. You can take a school person, a student, can take their exam, if you got a take-home exam, and put it in the AI.
And an answer.
It'll give them the correct answers. And now it should be, but it gave me information the other day that then it retracted and said I gave you misinformation. But it will then, like a math problem, even show you the work. But then all the student has to do, and that's what's scary to me, because during COVID, many of the kids, and especially at one of my kids' school, figured out how to get around the system and figured out how to be the teacher and sent out a whole bunch of stuff as the teacher. These kids our children are smart, and they're growing up in this age.
We gotta stop fighting that though. So like AI is here. We can do like we did when email first came out and teachers said, we're not gonna use that. You have to write everything, right? Or we can embrace it.
I agree.
And figure out how to incorporate it into the learning process.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I mean?
However, just like there are now we're looking at laws on the internet that we never did. And I know Congress right now is talking about, they had some people come in who are part of AI who said we kind of need some regulation, because right now there's no regulation. There's nothing that says, one of the companies just sued a songwriter who put in, told AI write him a song, and it wrote him a song and he sold it. And then AI found out it was really their song, and they sued him for the copyright. So I think that people are looking for some regulation to it. It's here. It ain't going nowhere. Just like the electric car, and people are like, we may as well embrace it.
And then you drive one, and everybody wants it.
The electric car is here. Your gas car is not going to be here much longer. At the end of the day, matter of fact, I was going out to buy a lawnmower. Why? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have a lawn service. However, let me tell you me. This is anal me. If you don't get there on time, I got to cut my. I want my. So I was gonna buy a gas, and then I'm like, I'm gonna buy electric, right?
yeah.
You got to embrace what it is. You got to embrace what it is. Do you feel it needs to be regulated?
Absolutely. Once again, I'm gonna hop off what Duncan keeps saying. He's beat me to the point.
First of all, let me say this. I love the fact, and this is nothing against the ladies, that four brothers are in the room talking about intellectual property and all that kind of stuff. And three of you are authors.
Yeah.
Three of you, I'm the only one. I done wrote probably more than all of y'all in 28 years and still didn't put it into a book.
All you got to do is take some of your sermons and just combine it.
Well,
You already got the.
Duncan has said it, you have said it, but I'm just saying how proud I am to be in this room right now. Go ahead, Mark.
You know what? And if you want, you can either take the sermons that you already got written,
That's what he keeps saying.
put it in there, improve. It'll even give you a better one.
Yeah.
That's
Not a better one.
crazy.
Not a better one.
No, a better
No.
one on top of stuff you've
No, but
written already.
it
does.
grammatically correct, all that kind of stuff, ready for publication.
Oh, it's
You are
great.
totally
That's
right
right.
that
It's
you
awesome.
can put it in there and say,
Yeah.
help me to make this into a don't
I'm
feed.
t-
So here's the
but that's
question
why- but
though:
that's-
if people are doing that, are we getting the authentic person?
Well, I think it goes back to Duncan's point of it's the prompt, right? So literally, I took that outline and now I'm like 50 pages into a book based off of that. But I'm saying, so I put my thought and then I'm like, I want to expand a little bit more. So then I throw what I want expanded into AI, and then I can then piece out what I need or that other information. Or sometimes it does give you, well, philosopher said this, that, and the other. And so now I have my thought and then I have the filler. So I think it's, like I said, you still have to put some level of intellect into it. But it's just helping me, like you said, take out of some of that time where I would normally research and pull all this other stuff. It's just helping me.
And me and Carolyn are writing a book right now on resilience for high school students, like ways they can do it. One of the chapters is about how doing community service can build your resilience. So I start typing, and I get like 40 minutes in, I'm like, I don't got a whole chapter on this.
No,
So I put in
Wow.
the AI, how does doing community service connect to resilience? It gave me like 8 points. I said,
Yep.
oh, there we go.
Were any of them
Yes.
points you would use?
Yeah. So I
Absolutely.
just picked like 4 or 5 of them, and then I brought my stories and my lived
Yes.
experiences
Got it.
to that thing. So the theme might say it boosts your self-esteem. Then I could talk about how when I did community service, here's how I boosted my self-esteem. So here's how you can expect to feel, blah, 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 blah. But that thought hadn't entered my mind on self-esteem as a topic until it churned me out the list. So it's a good like prompt for ideas and to get those thoughts. But it don't have your stories. All it's doing is compiling information from across the internet and spitting out the best possible.
And it's so
response.
quick. It's so quick. Genie is quick too?
Absolutely.
I guess I go back to the days of when I first came to True Bethel 28 years ago. And I came, everything was, I had my Bible. You didn't have really the Bible on your phone, definitely not. And I remember when I first started studying on the computer, and the chairman of the deacon board name was R.L. Tabor, and Tabor said, and he was a funny guy. He said, "Pastor, you need some books on that desk. You got that computer. You need books on that desk. You can't." So one of the reasons, I gotta get ready to get off there. One of the reasons I still don't preach like with only a computer. I still don't really preach with a computer, except I'm doing it on Thursday night. Is because I kept hearing him saying, "You need that Bible. You need that Bible." So I'm trying to get there, but I'm so paranoid about being up there on Sunday morning and that computer freezes, so I don't know.
So let me tell you. So the few times I've been on Sunday morning, I got the iPad, and because of Pentecost in me, you still got to go up there with a Bible. My printed copy of the sermon is folded in the Bible just in case.
So that you got that standby,
Right,
like the
got
news. They got their
the
printed
standby.
news in front of them. Folks, listen, AI is here. Like has been said in this room, we might as well embrace it, but we got to make sure our young people don't lose brain power by just utilizing that, but they may be able to start ideas. I mean, if I was a teacher, I'd say use it, and then you got to rewrite this whole paper without anything.
Absolutely.
And you got to rewrite it in front of me, by the way, without Jeannie, without
Monica.
Why is it all girls' names? Jeannie, Miss Monica. I want to see a Ray Sean, Ray.
And they gonna be making rap songs with Ray Sean.
Hobson's the Doctor of Dry Cleaning, 874 East Delavan. Listen, folk, you got to go over there. I got a boatload that I got to pick up. And don't leave your clothes there. Go and get them after you take them. But they do hats, they do sneakers, they do whatever you need. And of course, in your hour of need, the name is Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home. 3 locations to serve you. This week, they took care of the Finch family, Gray family, Singleton family, Collins family, and the Peak family, just to name a few. Listen, we'll be back with you next week, Lord willing, but until then,
Power to the people.
When it comes to something as personal as your clothes, you need to deal with somebody you can trust. That's why so many people turn to Hobson's Dry Cleaning, conveniently located in the heart of the community at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming.
When you take your clothes to Hobson's, you can trust that they'll be ready on time.
You can trust that your whites will be white.
You can trust that you'll always get a fair price and service with a smile.
You can even trust that you won't have to get out of your car if you don't want to. Hobson's has a drive-through window for your convenience.
Trust is what it's all about at Hobson's Dry Cleaning.
Hobson's Dry Cleaning, your one-stop dry cleaners serving the community for over 30 years at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming. Call 891-8298. That's 891-8298.
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home has 3 locations to serve you in Buffalo. 347 Peckham, 2258 Bailey Avenue, and Providence Memorial Chapel at 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes offers traditional services, and they have services for all faiths. And at Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, they have air-conditioned parlors and chapels. Financing is available, as is limousine service. At those difficult moments in your life, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes is available where you are with counseling services. Call toll-free 877-885-7734. That's 877-885-7734. Or locally, 845-5545. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes. We are here to serve you, here to serve this present age. Call today, toll-free, 877-885-7734. Or email info@brianklewisfuneralhome.com.